another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling, WUB. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling, WUB. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling, WUB. Get up, make every day count out. Wasted people, do your part, play your role, get where you're. This the vibe we're dealing, let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that we happen and I got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling, WUB. Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling, WUB. I mean, wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling, WUB. Get up, make every day count out. Wasted people, do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show? We no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, WUB. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling, WUB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, this the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. No respect, selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that we happen and I got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na.
Belize, welcome to Wednesday morning WUB. Wake up, Belize Morning Vibes, Belize's premier morning conversation. I'm Mose, Hyde, hosting today, and we've got to welcome everybody to the house on this Wednesday, the 21st of January, 2026. All those listening to Creme Radio, watching us on XTV, getting us via our apps. You hope you don't get the app. You can put the app on your phone, on your tablet, and with that, anywhere you got Wi-Fi, anywhere in the world, you got a direct link for your say Creme Radio and XTV. You, of course, get it on social media. We are available right now, Facebook, YouTube, and we are also available via simulcast. So whichever of those avenues you've used to be here with us, we're just glad you're there, point blank. And we, of course, made more happy if we know you are feeling great this morning, your energy level, your vibrations positive, and that you have space, time to do what you do, but also have we right there on the spot for we, and we got a spot for you because we want to hear you, we want to get you on board, we want to hear you engage with us, and to do that, of course, we open the conversation, but only after we've completed the warm-ups. We've got the news for you, of course. The story is making the news this morning from our news team. Before we do that, we found out about the weather. It's a bit drizzly in our parts. Don't know what it's like up north, out west, down south, the interior of the country, in your village, in your town. We don't know, capital, but we're going to find out from the National Met Service. They've got a weather forecast for us. Forecaster Crystal Rosales gets us started this morning.
A moist northeasterly airflow prevails over the country, and in the 24-hour forecast, skies will be generally cloudy with periods of rain or a few showers, mainly over northern, central, and offshore areas. And then high temperatures for today will reach around 80 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 83 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and then 71 up in the hills. Then low temperatures for tonight will reach around 71 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 65 inland, and 58 in the mountains. Winds over the open sea will be from the north to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, with sea conditions being moderate. And then low tides occur at 6:05 this morning and at 5:40 this evening. High tides at 12:03 this afternoon, then at 11:44 tonight. Sunrise will be at 6:26 this morning and then sunset at 5:41 this evening, while moonrise will be at 8:27 this morning and moonset at 8:25 tonight. And now for the extended forecast. Skies will be cloudy at times, with a few showers or periods of rain likely to occur around the country on Thursday. Then activity will decrease, with isolated showers or periods of rain expected mostly over central and northern coastal areas on Thursday night. And finally, for the sargassum update. Satellite observations continue to show a few sargassum mats offshore. The forecast suggests that these mats will remain mostly offshore during the next few days, with minimal impacts along the coast of Belize. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
And now, the news. Representatives of Belize Telemedia Limited on Tuesday made their presentation to Cabinet regarding its intended acquisition of SpeedNet, operating under the SMART brand. The session lasted over 2 hours. Present were both the Prime Minister on the one hand, chairing the Cabinet meeting, as well as BTL's chairman, Markem Lizaraga, leading the presentation on behalf of BTL. Cabinet subsequently issued a very brief statement announcing it won't disclose its position until after BTL has concluded its round of consultations. So far, BTL has made presentations to the Social Security Board, the Belize Communication Workers Union, and the Executive Committee of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize. After the Cabinet meeting, Public Utilities Minister Michelle Shabat told the media that the Public Utilities Commission is preparing the statutory instrument that's to be sent to the Attorney General's Ministry before it goes to Cabinet. He explained that it is public knowledge that there are ongoing discussions for a consolidation of BTL and SMART, and the SI would be signed to ensure there is a transitional period during which rates will not be increased. He affirmed that the PUC must prepare for any eventuality. Asked if he supports a monopoly, he responded that there are some 23 broadband providers in Belize, and therefore he cannot say there would be a monopoly. Lizaraga, for his part, said he believes BTL's presentation was well received by Cabinet, which must now decide the next steps policy-wise. Lizaraga also responded to Tropical Vision's owner Jules Vasquez, who indicated that BTL disconnected their service in 2022 in the wake of adversarial coverage on the government. Lizaraga referenced a letter of apology to Channel 7 issued earlier this week. It follows a review to ascertain what transpired after being accused by several media houses of punitive behavior over viewpoints critical of the government. According to the letter, the disconnection was the result of an internal administrative error when a billing adjustment was not applied when it should have been. We note that while this explanation addresses a recent incident, others that occurred years ago remain unaddressed. On a related note, when asked for comments on the call by some for his resignation, Lizaraga responded he serves at the pleasure of the Prime Minister, not the social partners. At the end of October 2025, Cabinet announced the government would allow the removal of police price controls for prepackaged retail sugar. It meant that if any retailer decided to pre-package the sugar purchased wholesale from Belize Sugar Industries, they could add a markup. We are told that this was already being done by the Belize Marketing and Development Corporation, with the pre-packaged sugar being sold on the islands only. This week, Minister of State Honorable Osman Martinez reported that the related statutory instrument was just signed at the start of the year and should be gazetted shortly.
Government also said the need for the increase in sugar price, which the SI should be anytime soon. It was signed by Minister Ferguson at the beginning of this year. It should be gazetted sometime this week, if it was not gazetted last week. But that again will help to put more money within the pockets of the farmers, but also it will help in reducing contraband, because when the price of sugar is lower on our neighboring countries such as Guatemala and Mexico, then we end up subsidizing that market, and our farmers are not making that. It's not like their operational cost is higher than the selling price. It's actually it's at the contrary. They were at a deficit when you look at their financial reports. No?
The intention is for the move to benefit cane farmers directly. Excuse me. By the 2 weeks deadline for response. The Office of the Prime Minister via Cabinet Secretary Stuart Lester told Enriquez it was impractical to compile the information within the prescribed window, though Lester cited that under the FOIA, requests can be denied if it would be unreasonably interfere with the operations of the ministry. Lester said they are committed to transparency and asked for an extension until December 15, 2025. Taking into consideration the holidays, Enriquez agreed to an extension until January 5th. In his response, the CABSEC noted that the data compilation would disrupt the workflow of hardworking public officers, and furthermore, they would have to cross-reference information with other ministries. As such, the new commitment was to provide the information by January 15th, but that deadline has also been missed. The Prime Minister, in a recent interview, addressed reports we had received that the intention at Belize Electricity Limited is to create an executive chairman post for Lin Young, who was also recently appointed the interim chairman of Hyde Belize. All reports are that the post at BEL will be a full-time position with an office similar to that of the chair at BTL. Further reports were that the BEL executive chairman would answer to the Prime Minister and direct the managers at BEL.
One part is true that we want to put an executive chairman. I think that everybody knows former Ambassador Lin Young. He was at BEL, he was at Fortune. He's one of the most knowledgeable persons when it comes to that industry. We know that BEL is in serious financial dire straits. But again, I quickly add, because BEL has been selling the energy for less than what it costs to purchase. And so we felt that with his expertise, he can come to help to manage and to guide the company. It does not mean that he will not answer to me per se. He still answers to the board as an executive chairman.
And that brings us to the end of the morning news update. We will take ourselves a break. When we come back on the other side, conversation we get to hear from you. Hope you're ready. Hope you have your phone nearby, because that's what it comes down to. You calling in. We hope you're ready. This is WUB on Creme Radio and on XTV. We will be right back.
Informative, accurate, current information. Crem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Then $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Alright, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Wednesday, it's the 21st of January 2026. Yes, only 21 days into the new year. Mose hosting on this Wednesday morning, and the rules are the same whether it's Monday or Friday. This build upon you and build upon your willingness for share and reason, and we hope you're in the mood to do a bit of that as always this morning. The telephone number is 280-5848, and that is how you get in. You can't come near the studio too small, but all you need to do is have a phone and call, and you get for engage, you get for have input, you get on Creme Radio and on XTV. I'm Mose Hyde, just in case you never know that. And remember, even if we are talking about something else, you don't have to feel obligated if you talk about that. You have every right for join way and talk about what you want to talk about. Okay? So we're waiting for you, right? With the wait pan yo. Good. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, and let's see. As always, you know, a lot of burning issues, but our conversation over the past couple of weeks has been dominated by the massive topic of merger acquisition between BTL. At one point it was BTL, SpeedNet, and all the providers of broadband, internet, cable, everything, the big enchilada. So that's what it is, right? And we've been talking a lot about it. Every now and then we have to talk about stuff that's happening in geopolitics, which is always a place of great relevance to all of us, but we don't really spend a lot of time talking about it. But when things have happened that we have not been able to say, hey, we just want to play like that never happened, so we've talked a bit about that over the weeks. So in that light, I listened to a speech yesterday at the World Economic Forum, which is the place where all these big rich nations gather and all the big financial interests gather. It's an annual gathering at Davos. And world leaders gather there for all these big rich countries. It's not a place where the countries like Belize, with that, I know, that's next level stuff, right? But yesterday, the Canadian Prime Minister gave a speech at the World Economic Forum, and it's been a while since like one speech moved the needle for me. And the Prime Minister is Mark Carney. He's an Goldman Sachs banker, financial banking background. So this is not some, roots activist. Just make you understand. This is, it's the Canadian Prime Minister. He won primarily because of the aggression being displayed by Trump. His party was not supposed to, didn't have the momentum, but once things got the way it got, he emerged as the person that the Canadians would turn to, and they've turned to him. But we're not talking here about somebody who is some radical. So it's not normally my cup of tea to listen to the Prime Minister of Canada. I listen to a wide range, and I want to hear what people say, right? So, but yesterday's speech moved the needle for me. I didn't know at the time that globally this speech has emerged as a significant moment and has gotten a lot of acclaim. So I just watched it. I don't know how I ended up watching it. It's almost 20 minutes long, and I'm like, I'm watching this thing, and read excerpts of that speech. Leadership of the opposition party would do that. People in powerful places get us just not to. I don't hail the speech because I am here thinking that a speech alone changes anything. But what I found so impressive about this speech is the clarity and the honesty, but also the to say, no, that's it's not a matter if I agree with everything and approaches, but it is the level at which this nation leader is speaking to the moment that we are dealing with. As okay, that's somebody that is not caught up in trying to pursue personal interests or just enjoy power. That's somebody where they study the weather, and I mean that metaphorically. That's somebody where they look how the wind they blow. That's somebody where represent one energy where about being extremely focused. And as I want to admit to Ms. Sandra Corey, when I listened to the speech, I thought about her multiple times. We have a call. Krem, good morning.
Good morning, Moses and Corey.
I just don't talk about you.
I'm calling about, well, to start with, Mr. Carney has emerged to be an extraordinary and impressive leader. He's a banker, not a politician, and he served as governor of the Central Bank of Canada and has been the only foreigner, non-Britisher, to serve as governor of the Bank of England. And if you study, you should get the presentation he made with, I think it's the Premier of Ontario, one of the provinces, who is not of his party. He has managed to build a coalition between the in an hour of national need. But you see, you'd have to know Canadian history. When the United States invaded Canada in 1812, they thought it was a clear victory all the way to the polls. And you know, I've found out since then that it seems Americans, they are not taught that at all in history. Well, in the United States, that was what I was told. But I'm calling on a related matter. I think yesterday you said that, well, am I right in understanding that the Prime Minister is proposing an SI to manage monopolies?
Yes, the minister in charge of the public utilities apparently is doing that, and he was interviewed about it yesterday, and that's Minister Shabat. So he responded to questions put to him about it as to why.
When was that interview yesterday? I didn't know any of that.
That interview was reported in the news this morning as well. Can we have that? Can we get that a clip of Michelle Shabat, Minister Shabat, speaking on preparing legislative SI to prepare for possible eventualities, that this is what they do. You prepare SIs preemptively. It's not because...
This is my problem with that proposition, that proposed action. Your economy determines your sociocultural structure. That is a standing rule in human evolution. So when we were hunters and gatherers, that is, when we were just going into the forest to see if we could find an animal that we could eat, and then we were roving along, the women were ranging and roving along the riverbanks to see what they could eat, figuring out the human diet. You didn't have a big, powerful society of 10 million then. You couldn't on that economy. And that economy, because of the way it was structured, determined the roles of males and females. So the women were the gatherers and the men were the hunters, because the women had to stay near to the home base in order to deal with offspring. And that is why women became the first agriculturalists. The first farmers were women, not men. They are the ones who planted the seed may have dropped, or they put it in the ground. They are the ones who began the tending of baby animals. You see? So the economy determines the socio-cultural environment that humans will live in. Humans live in two environments, the natural, and then they take the natural environment and structure it around the symbolic behavior that is culture. That culture is produced by a group of people, the society, hence the socio-cultural environment. That is determined by the economy. Let's look when humans advance to the herding of animals, pastoralism. All pastoral societies are extremely patriarchal, male-dominated, because in those societies, the economy was dominated by the male, who went out with the animals, herded the animals, kept company with the animals, they oversaw the slaughter of the animals, everything to do with these animals. And with time, as those societies expanded and evolved and became more complex, because the pattern had been a patriarchal one and women had been consigned strictly to the limited world of the domestic life, it continued on, and that would go on until the use of animals as substitute labor, oxen and so on. Those are all technological advances. And those things are what make up the economy, because without the economy you can't survive. When birds hunt worms, that's an economy. When we were hunting and gathering, that's an economy. When we were growing animals, that's an economy. When we began to grow crops, which was pioneered by women, that's an economy. So without the economy provides the living, the home, the living quarters. First, there were caves. We weren't building homes. And as the economy develops and the population can grow because food access becomes more guaranteed and populations grow, then the growth of population form. You don't just pass a law to manage a monopoly, because the very fact that a society is prepared to give grants to allow a monopoly tells you that that society subscribes to the principle of monopolistic economic management. In the United States, as we speak, people try to produce monopolies right there, but the very Congress has sat on this and deliberated and said, no, this can't go forward. Because in that society, competition is an essential principle of the economy and therefore of the wider and greater society. In order to allow excellence in management, the development of the concept of excellence, in order to allow initiatives, in order to allow a whole list of behaviors. So I submit to the government that maybe they who are not trained in sociological, anthropological analysis don't know what I'm talking about. But I can give them a list of basic texts that they can consult in order to understand what I am saying. You can't just pass a law to control monopoly. Colonialism was a monopolistic economic order. That's what it was as it evolved. The early colonies, let us say, the colonies of the Italians who settled in Central Asia to help manage the trade route between Asia and Europe. Those were not colonies of where they were trying to take over the whole societies and all of that. The colonies that were established along North Africa as the people from the Middle East began to trade along the North African and along the western coast of Europe up as far as Great Britain and the Scandinavian countries. Those were not attempts to create political colonies. Those were colonies for refurbishing their boats, because in those days you never had the amenities we have now. So they would leave a set of their people living in some small settlement, maybe agreed to or not agreed to, whatever, but generally within a friendly environment that you would have, where somebody arrives to take over the economy of a society so they can guarantee two things: resources and markets. That is what not only the Europeans, the Romans did it. The Russians did it. So when you establish a colony, the Arabs did it in their civilization building. You establish a colony in order to control access to the resource market and access to the sale of goods market. That's what you do. And our society comes out of that experience and has not given up that experience. Go to your constitution, Belizeans. Go to the constitution. The constitution tells you, I think it's chapter 2, where you may not inquire into the head of state in the court of law. The head of state is the King of England. You may not inquire into the head of state, because that is the hallmark of example of the bad management that comes from the bad management that comes from monopoly. The delivery of electricity to commercial and domestic sites in this country is monopolistic. Mose, would you agree it is or not?
BL?
Yes.
Yep.
Do you know any other company that's managing that? No, none other. Well, as a consequence of starting to call this radio again, of course, I have people turn up on my doorstep or give me a call, all kinds of things. Tell me some problem that is of great importance to them. And one of the problems that has been brought to my attention for relay to the general public is a frightening one in the delivery of electricity. Now, some years ago, Mose, I have had many problems with utilities, but when I've had them over the years, they have always caused me to pause, and I've learned a lot in the exercise, even though I have wasted a lot of time, but I didn't charge them for the time I was wasting on their nonsense. So I had a run-in some years ago over a meter, a water meter with the water and sewage and company. And in attempting to solve this matter, ended up finding out, it was told to me that the reason I shouldn't mind paying for this billing that was unjust, unfair, dishonest and everything was because I had the money and they have problems. They have leakages on the ground and people stealing water. Well, I made them know I never signed up for that. When I signed up to get water, I never signed any contract that said, and I would be contributing to leakages on the ground and people who are stealing water. I never signed up for that. And I never signed up to assign my decision on charity to the water and sewage company of this country. Now, this is way back, Mose. This is between 2000 and 28, thereabouts. They come and tell you, you have to find the cause. You bring in a plumber to try and find everywhere where that problem is, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to a water leak on the ground, you're going to see a spot of water here and there, and so then the plumber, what do? You change the pipe so that you don't have a bill to pay. Mm-hmm. So, come now to the electricity. The problem that has been brought to me is the following. And it is occurring all over the place, but seemingly concentrated in the illegal settlements on the fringe of the city, where people, now there are different methods of getting electricity in these areas, Mose. So one that many people utilize is, you live at the beginning of the street where electricity is delivered. And maybe you have electricity. Beyond that, no provision for electricity has been made because it is not a settled area. It's not a it's not a decided settled area or whatever. So the next person now approaches your neighbor down the street, the third neighbor, where the electricity delivery ends, and asks them, could I connect to your electricity line and then I'll pay you and then I can get my electricity. Now that has been and is continues as we speak quite a standing methodology. But more, it seems, and this now needs investigation, a way of getting this connection, no less than through political authorization, where I think they had some social, I was told about some social plan. If you wanted electricity, then you got it on this social plan. But it seemed they never had the wherewithal to give them all the proper connection. So then they decided, we'll just connect you. And we'll just let you get connected. And so people have been connected, and you can see the wires going to people's homes, but with no meter attached. I am told some people effect the connection by throwing stone with wire attached to it. And more, now in addition to the financial cost that is putting on you and me, there is a health hazard. Apparently, if you were to travel street after street or little lane, whatever be the transport methods in these areas, you are going to see many wires reaching down to the ground, just hanging. And the wires are charged. And as a consequence, animals have been electrocuted in these areas. And the prayer is not a human. In one instance, in some place, a child was almost electrocuted in the recent past from these wires, Mose. Especially when it rains and the tip of the wire is in the water, and the child or the animal passing doesn't know it. Well, the animal doesn't know that wire is charged. So and then they get electrocuted. Can you imagine that, Mose? Isn't that the ultimate in mismanagement, disorderly economic and financial behavior?
I mean, it's the first time hearing of this scenario. That's the first news. I know it is there, but at this part, go ahead. Yeah, that is.
And you haven't made this provision. But that one out there, and persons have observed to me, and Miss Coy, the problem is that we are paying and they are not paying, and they are being given this supposedly because they don't have the financial ability, but some of them have the financial ability to drink, have free every weekend. This is the way it was put to me. I haven't gone to evaluate this. But the point made by the various persons is that BEL Apparently, when people have tried to report it, they have been asked, give us the name. But persons have said, well, we don't need to give them the name. They already know who is doing it. And if they don't know, they only need to follow the lines. Lines that's not unconnected now. It's not, why would you mark out lots in a mangrove swamp unless you want people to get a lot, take a lot? No, I wouldn't have known that, you know, Mose. I learned that years ago, about 20 odd years ago. From a squatter. I've never been there to see if there's a spot that I can squat on. Maybe I ought to go and do that. But so this is a serious matter, to the point now where we have electrocution of animals and the impending electrocution of humans. Get that corrected. Now if BL were in a competitive situation mode, if there were, let's say, 2 more or another one, BL would be doing everything to make sure it gets all the income it can get, right or wrong. Mm-hmm. But it does feel obliged to do that because in a monopolistic situation, there is no impulse to excellence, to efficiency, to meticulous monitoring of service delivery. There's none of that because you are going to be saved. If you do wrong, the political direction will stand between you and the hollering crowd and all of that. So that is why, that is the hallmark of monopolistic economic delivery. So no come and tell me about, you could tell the rest of the society, but you can't tell me that just start a little SI. And remember, an SI is like a secondary little law. It's a law, but it's not a law that sits in Parliament and debated on. And even that couldn't do it either. A law no law, because go and change the Constitution then. Take out of the Constitution the right to being immune from being inquired into of the head of state. When you start with that, then you are going to convince me you want a better and a different society. If you don't do that, you don't want a better and different society. You want the colonial slave orders to continue. That's what you want. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ms. Corey. It's 26 minutes after 7, so it's best we take a break now, go to 2 Cent Scam, sponsored by 4 Point Security, and then we'll come back.
Well, as up to now, I'm satisfied with the little that I produce in my neighborhood.
What's your phone number?
My phone number is 621-9138.
And people in your community can call anytime?
Anytime, during the course of the day, and I close 8 at night.
How long you in your business?
5 years now.
All right, that you're Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday question today. What give you the drive for push in your business like this every day?
Well, to me, I enjoy cooking and I enjoy people expression on their face when I cook, when I eat my delicious curry chicken, and I have stewed chicken, and I have coconut rice and beans, coconut white rice, stewed beef, stewed beans, and jerk pork. On the street at the neon green, come and taste nuts, nice, delicious. My phone number is 604-7543.
Idea. As a businessman in the community, what makes you decide to choose this business?
This is our part-time business. When nothing else not happen, I do construction. When nothing else not happen, I bring out my stuff and I eat that. So and that's my 2 cents.
Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico.
Today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of appliances that just don't last? Appliances.
I'm owning my own home. I'm a single mom of 2 boys. So I want to leave something for my children.
In my case, moving up here in Ladyville in 1978, it was a similar housing program, and my grandmother bring us up here to Ladyville when I was 1 year old, and came into a housing program in the site area, and that changed our life completely because basically my grandmother said we were from house to house in Belize City. I had a roof over my head, I don't have to worry about moving and stuff like that, so I could feel the same joy that Shahid and others, the hundreds who have received houses before. So I would like to see more of this get done in Ladyville, and of course the country of Belize, no?
Many young people right now, it's kind of difficult to get your own land and a home. So for me, it's a great opportunity to start. I know it's mine, I go invest in my own.
Well, we are starting the new year with a new starter house, no? And that is very good for all of us. With this will be the 8th starter house, and it's 8 families that are benefiting. I would like we be inaugurating at least 1,000, but it's just one. And maybe in the future will be another one, and that is good. That is the way to continue this new year.
with WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes here on Creme Radio and on XTV. I am Mose, Hyde, hosting on this Wednesday morning, 21st January 2026. Our telephone number is 280-5848. We have a caller on hold. Creme, good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. I would like to address Mr. Louis Zabanet down south in the St. Creek district. Mr. Zabanet, we are asking you, the motorcycle drivers, that you offended with your statement, your callous statement, that $300 is less than a casket. We are asking you to man up and apologize to the motorcycling community. Do it by writing in the Amandala, in the Reporter, and you write your apology. You write your apology. We will read it and we will see it. And we hope that you can be that sincere. Please do have a great day, a wonderful day, and consider what I'm saying. Be polite and respect us. I am a septuagenarian, and I am asking you to respect the motorcycling community and send in a written apology through the newspapers. Thank you very much, Mr. Hyde. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. The number is 280-5848, and as always, we there to wait for you. So when you're ready, just give us a call, and you are not in any way obligated to speak on what we are speaking on. Creme, good morning, WB.
Hey, morning, General.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I just want to weigh in on something. I watched our first conference there because countless times they get caught up on bringing a ton load of foreigners, which is not bad because people want to see new things and highlights and stuff with the games. But the other league, which he specified was a private league, is not bad for basketball because, like I said, they were more focused on local players, which was forgotten for a long period of time. But then also, it sounds like he's putting his foot in his mouth because he said that he wants the other league to come on board with them. But it sounds almost like monopoly in the basketball world, in sporting as well, because if you have multiple leagues, then you have more sports, more basketball playing for a longer period of time in Belize, which gives the athlete more time to make money, additional money, and then more time to excel. So, with that said, he also stated that he supports the other league, but as a minister of sport, they won't give to any sponsorship. If you are saying you're supporting another league and you want the other league to come on board with you, how could you then say you would never support them when it comes to sponsorship? That sounds kind of biased. So to me, if you listen to the press conference, if you have seen the press conference, then you would know, then you would hear what I'm talking about. But it sounds like more like a personal attack than just habit than supporting sports. And it doesn't sound like something coming out of his mouth as an ex-basketball player. It sounds like talking out of somebody else's mouth. And that is just something I wanted to bring to people's attention. And then also, they are giving a big cash prize. Fine. That is good. But giving the big cash prize and then you're bringing in 3 foreigners or allowing 3 off the plane, like they say, which is still 3 foreigners. They're just trying to make it sound a little professional. How much are these things actually into bringing these foreigners and to run by the government? Where would the money come from? That is taxpayers' money that's going to be used to give away. When the other league, I think, get their sponsorship from private entity, which is very good, because then you have the business to community spending compared to spending taxpayers' dollars. And then he also stated that, the media house also stated to him, if a tournament like that runs, it costs about $250,000. Where will the other money come from to sustain the league? He said that it would be a private entity, which we all know it won't. because the government will use their money, but that's just to comfort the locals, no? Then also what we have to watch in sports, if government runs everything, when a government change, then a league drop through. So that is my 2 cents on that. I just want to bring that up, no?
So people got so much Brother Marlon when they deal with and so I really see a little bit of it. I don't really follow it like I used to in the past, and so it does appear that we now have competing leagues. That's what it appears, and I guess what you're saying is that the minister has said that one of those leagues is a league that because of its status they are able to align with and support, and the other league they cannot. I think once a league exists and it run a competition, that's a league that the people decide which league is providing the better games, the better teams, and the way it works, the people decide which league lives, which league is built, which league is the management is effective, is able to give a stable product, and then the people will choose. But every tournament that is organized, every league that is set up, whether it is a league that comes from a federation or association, or it's a league that is being organized by private people, are adding to the overall sporting, they are adding, right? They're providing, they are putting in themselves effort, energies, monies, obviously, and it's an addition. It's not a subtraction. It's obviously it's a competition, and you would think that ultimately the market is going to resolve it. But every organized tournament, whether it's a marathon that's being held by a little community on the weekend, whether it's a high school tournament, whether it's some private individuals put together a tournament, every tournament is, once it's a legitimate operation, it's not a fraudulent operation, somebody's not running a scam or a scheme, is deserving of getting support and getting whatever kind of in whatever way the state can assist, because that tournament, that marathon, that league is an addition to what the overall sporting opportunities look like. Again, it seems like a chaotic situation, but I feel there is a duty on the part of the state. I don't know that the state can say, well, we cannot we cannot provide any kind of input, we cannot give any support because that league does not qualify for the support. I don't buy that argument. I believe that you could intervene to see how, the America's greatest sporting spectacle and one of the greatest sporting spectacle on the planet, which comes up in a couple of weeks, the Super Bowl, is the result of two rival leagues that were competing, and they competed as long as they could, and then they reached a point where those leagues said, listen, let us integrate, and then let us play a game between what will become what our league is going to be when we amalgamate and your league, and that is what the Super Bowl is, because it represents a historic rivalry between leagues that then came under one umbrella. Yeah, I don't know that there should be preferential treatment. I would encourage, though, that the leagues, even though that's where we are now, that the leagues look at, even if this is what it has to be, look at how you can create a balance in schedule and so that, you know, the person who wants to support basketball is not torn between the rivalry, but that ultimately we get to enjoy options, and we get to enjoy high quality basketball, no?
Yeah.
But I really can't speak to it. I don't know. The principles. I don't know where the division took place. I don't know who are the interests. I'm not on top of that. I'm just saying I am only responding to your call based on just my, you know what I say, my overall views pan anything, you know.
Yeah. On another note, I just want to mention the stevedores again. CBA is still on the table, still pending. The government and the ESAT, we are still at a pause, so we are not too happy, but we still continue to work and still continue to get stuff done more.
All right, Brother Marlon, give thanks. It's
Please enter you.
It's 5 minutes away from 8 o'clock inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, and I want to just again say that we have to be willing to say what a thing is. To use the term consultations, and we heard again from the chair of BTL, Chairman Lizaraga, making the point that monopoly, taking out the competition, is going to be better for all, better for everybody, better for the company, and it will make the company more efficient, be able to be more able to keep up with technology and control costs. And while that is going on, the government and the SI, and one of the components of the SI is that you can't increase charges for 12 months. And I think Ms. Corey spent the entire first segment discussing the concept of monopoly and what motivated to be the best, most efficient version of yourself. Like that is one of the leading cons historically when there's any academic discussion about monopolies and why monopolies are to be avoided. In fact, it is one of the reasons why I imagine that we have a law that says you are not allowed to try to be anti-competitive. The reason for that, the logic for that, is that there are disadvantages to creating a monopoly. And one of the premier disadvantages, competition forces you to be the best version of yourself. So now think about the fancy term and think about all the millions and think about this whole big structure. Think about it from a normal level. If you that the only barber shop in the country and no other barber shop there, and the only place people could go for cut their hair at your barber shop. When you are doing your thing, do you feel like that will make you, when you run the barber shop, more willing for invest in a better equipment, more equipment? Or does it then give you the room to not have to? The textbook answer to that in the universe where I live in for the last 54 going on 55 years says without competition, human nature is that people then could relax. The human nature is, I don't need for make one investment in technology. Why? Because then people don't have a choice. So even though I am making the amount of money what I want to make because I don't have competition, my people who come here are not going to get or be served, or we can use another analogy, a mechanic. So mechanic, if there's one mechanic in the country and say, well, why I need for upgrading a new technology in my shop when the people have to take where I give. So that has been why monopolies have been treated by modern economies as something where you have to be extremely wary of. And in a competition, some people are winners, some people are losers. But generally, competition creates an environment that improves the service to consumers. Like, I don't know where universe now, I don't know where multiverse really exists in now, where that is no longer the rule of, or the problem with monopolies. Apparently, monopolies produce efficiency and improvement in service to consumers. Like, really? I mean, so why have people, modern economies and societies tried to avoid the creation of monopolies? There's generally been a view that competition makes things better. Whether you run a panade shop or a barber shop, you got competition. If you're a panadist, no, the come correct, they serve it on time, you know, got the right size, you know, got the right flavor, you the cut back on this, you the cut back on how much fish you put in the panades. Somebody decide they want to put more fish in for them panades. Well, who win? The people who buy panades. Because now I go and buy panades for having more fish. Because that shop over there, they know that they have to compete. But we are now being told that monopolies are great, and so we have too much redundancies, we can't be efficient. And I again want to repeat the data that I shared, and you can go and get it for yourself, and you should. Look at the countries that are comparative to us in size and are our neighbors and are part of our regional communities, whether CARICOM or Latin America. You are hard pressed to find one of those countries where you do not have a choice. So apparently, all these nations have created an inefficient, unfavorable environment for those people who have invested and those people who are consuming internet and telecommunication services. It's a bizarre argument, but I think before I go to break, just let us be very clear. The government saying that it is preparing an SI and calling it a preemptive, we want to get ahead. That's, because that's what we do. We have to be prepared for any eventuality. So so we are going to put people, that's work. You're creating an SI, I would imagine it's not going to be done on ChatGPT, but you never know. In 2026, it could be that the Ministry of Public Utilities is going to just go to ChatGPT and say, prepare an SI for me that can deal with monopoly. Maybe that's what they're going to do, but normally it requires people to spend hours to create this document. And the only reason why we are going to put people who are on salary to spend hours to create this document, to all of this, is just in case. That's what we do. We are in the business of creating just in case SIs as a practice. So all of a sudden, you can believe that, or you can believe what I believe, that by creating this SI, the government is saying we want this acquisition to take place. We are supporting the position of the acquisition, and we prepare for it. Who makes an SI for a just in case? So just in case they vote on the BTL board whenever it is done, just in case they lean towards the acquisition. So we are just spend all this time to create one spare tire SI. That's what we're doing? No. You're making the SI because you are actively involved in trying to secure the result of the acquisition. And you're trying to now fix, you're trying to patch up all the glaring holes that you were willing to ignore Friday gone and vote yes for an acquisition. And now that all the ripping in your pants have been exposed, you're now actively just trying 11th hour make a soap or make a soap, and so you're sewing up this SI in a sane, legitimate, serious operations would have been one of the first considerations when you know, okay, this is what we are thinking about. We have to think about how this impacts the regulations. You start to do that. No, this is, we were about to do a major initiative to the tune of about $102 million, and we didn't even feel we may need to do any of this. But now we are told, we have to be prepared for any eventuality. We have to be prepared. We don't know where we are making a decision later on, but just in case we have this SI like one spare tire. That's not a story I believe. I go to break. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We'll be right back.
If music is your passion, this is your moment. What's going on, guys? Ash Belize here. This January, the future of our sound comes together at the Big Tune Music Empowerment Forum. This national forum brings together artists, producers, DJs, managers, educators, and music stakeholders to build skills, spark dialogue, and strengthen forum where Belize's music moves forward. Let's go. See you there.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapado en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que te va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día para 10 días y va a estar bien después, ¿sabes?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformed to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures, customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
1 July 2023, 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 1 July 2023,
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. This is Wednesday morning edition of the show. Always, every morning, no matter who the host, we are built on conversation. We want you to call in, reason whatever. The number is 280-5848. And when I came on here this morning, I started out speaking on what is now globally being regarded as a historic speech given by the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, at the World Economic Forum yesterday. I watched it when it was given, and I somehow watched in its entirety. I don't know anything about the Prime Minister of Canada, his personal life, his personal values. I don't know his goody body in between. I don't know any of that. I'm not here becoming a fanboy or anything like that. It's to say that there were words spoken which, when understood, reflect one level of where we are and what leadership should be looking at, and what upright leadership and what sovereignty should be aspiring to look like and sound like. And there was a lot of moments that I felt speak to us not only insofar as geopolitical understanding, but also how it relates to internal power struggles that you have inside of your country. And I opened up by asking, I don't usually do that, speaking directly to those who have been elected to power and those who are aspiring to power, that's a good listen or a good read. You can get the transcript and you can read it. But there are also legitimate moments in that speech which should speak to the everyday person, the way that we deal with power. There's a part of the speech given by this Prime Minister, a significant part of it is to say, how do you deal with the powerful? And his opening remarks were that the way to deal with powerful is one of the first things you have to do is that you do not participate in the lie. Because the strength of the powerful is to get you to live in the lie. And I think that is a statement that is profound for geopolitics, as well as it's a profound statement for what we exist in on a local, domestic scene. And it's not the first time we've heard that. Like I said, there were parts of the speech that I immediately thought of some of the comments that have been made by Ms. Corey. But indeed, to absorb somebody's expressions at that level, at this moment. Just yesterday, I spoke with the Venezuelan ambassador to Belize and spoke about what has happened to Venezuela and the response of Belize, the response of CARICOM, where we see CARICOM essentially factionalizing, trying to see how they could dance, see how we could enhance the moment, because that's apparently a part of our blueprint, is to see how we enhance this. And we said years ago, once we reach this level, that being enhanced in our work, definitely not working at 2026. But we believe in that. We believe that we could be clever enough to just trick the game, hack the game. But just a couple excerpts. I don't normally do this. I don't want to read the entire speech, but there's just a couple of things in it I would like to just read that was said, and why around the world the speech has received the kind of spotlight and the kind of people are moved by this, of a church dissident who became president, who wrote an essay called the power of the powerless. And in it he asked a simple question: how did the communist system sustain itself? And his answer began with a green grocer, a man who got a grocery store. He says every morning the shopkeeper places a sign in his window called "Workers of the World Unite." He doesn't believe in it, no one does, but he places the sign anyway to avoid trouble, to signal compliance, to get along. And because every shopkeeper to get along, and because every shopkeeper on every street does the same, the system persists. Countries like Canada prospered under what we call the rules-based international order. We joined its institutions, we praised its principles, we benefited from its predictability, and because of that we could pursue values-based foreign policies under its protection. We knew the story of the international rules-based order was partially false, that the strongest would exempt themselves when convenient, that trade rules were enforced asymmetrically, and we knew that international law applied with varied rigor depending on the identity of the accused or the victim. That's, I think, that speaking almost to say, listen, we mean a lie. This whole concept that the globe, they run by fairness and rules, and we have all these systems and we subscribe to it, and there are some benefits that we have enjoyed, but we know that none of such things work. It is quite a moment for a prime minister of a nation the size of Canada to say at the World Economic Forum. That's what makes it stand out. And we think about our local scene and how we participate in the lie. And right now we are living a lie, for example. The lie is that we are participating in a moment where we are having consultations about our major telecommunication company taking over another company, as if though there is no background to this, as if though there were months where this was a clandestine operation, and if it were not for a lucky break, every one of we, all the people who are now being consulted with, you're just the beneficiary of a lucky break. Information was leaked out, and there were conversations that could have been engaged with preemptively, And so people were on guard and prepared. And you get lucky that you ended up having a couple board members declining to participate in the lie. A couple board members decided that we don't play the masquerade. That's a lucky break. That, usually there are a lot of bullshit, usually there are a lot of bullshit, here down a place like that. A lot of diplomatic talk, a lot of pretend, everybody they play the game, everybody they masquerade, everybody. So that's why that moment yesterday has had the kind of global impact that it's had. And I hope that people in Latin America and people in CARICOM, and I'm sure they are, because like I said, it's not viral things lately, that things were hilarious, things were clownish things, then they become viral. It's not often in this present time that something of seriousness becomes viral. Well, that legitimately has become a viral speech in 2026. And that's something to behold. And I really would want you to just Google it. I don't want to read the entire thing, but there's another part that I really want to read. The WTO, the UN, the COP, the very architecture of collective problem solving are under threat. As a result, many countries are drawing the same conclusions, that they must develop greater strategic autonomy in energy, food, critical minerals, in finance and supply chains, and this impulse is understandable. A country that cannot feed itself, fuel itself, or defend itself has few options. When the rules no longer protect you, you must protect yourself. But let's be clear-eyed about where this leads. A world of fortresses will be poorer, more fragile, and less sustainable. That's not the part I really want to... I want to get to a part where let me just get down. There's a part that I really want to read because I think it has yeah, this is the part that I want to read that I think more deals with how we must operate and the importance of what we're doing and what we're stating, like the wishy-washy positions that we have taken because we're all bowing down. We're all we think we could individually smart man this. That's why I say announce the thing. And he makes the point that our view is middle powers must act together, because if we are not at the table, we are on the menu. Well, we've been on the menu. We know what that is like. He said, great powers can afford for now to go it alone. They have the market size, the military capacity, and the leverage to dictate terms. Middle powers do not. No ask about the lower powers, but we only negotiate bilaterally with a hegemon. We negotiate from weakness. We accept what's offered. We compete with each other, but to be the most accommodating. That's where we live. He says this is not sovereignty. It's the performance of sovereignty while accepting subordination. In a world of great power rivalry, the countries in between have a choice: compete with each other for favor or combine to create a third part with impact. We shouldn't allow the rise of hard power to blind us to the fact that the power of legitimacy, integrity, and rules will remain strong if we choose to wield together. He says, what does it mean for middle powers to live the truth? First, it means naming reality. Stop invoking rules-based international order as though it still functions as advertised. Call it what it is, a system of intensifying. I'm looking for the part, and population, the very origins of those who were displaced, who were here. We were born on the menu, but we now have a choice as to whether we live and die on the menu, or we construct a society and a democracy that is able to sit around the table of like-minded nations and become something. we have embraced and continued to be lovers of being on the menu. And in a world that is now becoming far more vicious, like it could have been, yes, vicious can be upgraded, and we are seeing it in 2026. We saw it in 2025. And if we are not serious, and if we are not focused, and if we don't exhibit any kind of courage, beginning with the courage to be honest, we remain on the menu. We love being on the menu. And so I think I just saw a lot of relevance to just this whole masquerade that we are going through. It's a masquerade of this acquisition. This is, you know, in a normal buy and sell relationships, the buyer should be in love with the fact that there has been a lot of critics, that there have been people who are questioning the amount of money you're willing to spend on the acquisition. Like, that is in the favor of the buyer. It's like if you are trying to buy a car and you're about to buy it for $30,000 and then some people pass by and say, but what happened to that? Well, how much he sell you this for? $30,000? You to buy this for $30,000? But you know that you know that some look for buy that, but they may look for pay about $15,000. Like the people who come providing that kind of information and guidance are on your side. How the hell is the buyer antagonistic towards people who are strengthening their case for, if we're to say, man, you shouldn't even buy that, you should have just left that there because at some point in time you have to give that way? You would think normally a buyer would be happy, would be delighted with somebody who is contributing to make the seller's case weaker. But in this, again, where gravity takes you up rather than brings you down, this is the universe of Chairman Lizarraga. This is the universe that we're living in, where to question the logic of not waiting for a company collapse since they are collapsing rather than throw out $80 million is to be counterproductive. To require complete due diligence of a process that has such implications, again, is to be interfering in what was supposed to be an open and closed thing. A few handful of people have decided how they want to do this, and they were wrapping it up, and it was, but we can't just do it so barefaced. We had a meeting. We were asked to speak with the GC and executive members of the Trade Union Congress, speaking about media owners who have taken a position of being against this merger. And I said, what we have is that some people were planning a home invasion. They were going to come into your home. They were going to take things without your knowledge. You may wake up and things may gone. A home invasion, that's what it is. You were not asked, and then you get one lucky break where you realize, oh, when they broke in, oh.
First-time homeowner. I always dream of owning my own home. I'm a single mom of 2 boys, so I want to leave something for my children.
In my case, moving up here in Ladyville in 1978, it was a similar housing program, and my grandmother bring us up here to Ladyville when I was 1 year old, and came into a housing program in the site area, and that changed our life completely because basically my grandmother said we were from house to house in Belize City. I had a roof over my head, I don't have to worry about moving and stuff like that, so I could feel the same joy that Shahid and others, the hundreds who have received houses before. So I would like to see more of this get done in Ladyville, and of course the country of Belize, no?
Many young people right now, it's kind of difficult to get your own land and a home. So for me, it's a great opportunity to start. Because I know it's mine, I go invest in my own.
Well, we are starting the new year with a new starter house, no? And that is very good for all of us. With this will be the 8th starter house, and it's 8 families that are benefiting. I would like we be inaugurating at least 1,000, but it's just one. And maybe in the future will be another one, and that is good. That is the way to continue this new year.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience with a wide range of customer service, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
When you done hear about how you could shop online with Builders Hardware?
It's easy and convenient. Plus, you get special deals and discounts online where you not get in at the store. Just log on to shopbuildersbz.com and pay with your Visa, MasterCard, debit or credit card. You could choose to pick up your order from a smart Lacaneda Builders or Easy could deliver for you. If that was a big thing, the Builders truck could deliver for you. If you need more information about anything, you could start chat right here online with a salesperson. We're ready to help you. No need to burn gas and waste time in a traffic. Go to shopbuildersbz.com.
Mandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde hosting on this Wednesday morning, the 21st of January 2026. As always, we are about your participation, so we'd like your input. The telephone number 280-5848. We're kind of running out of time, or at least almost out of time this morning. That's the way it goes. That really went very quickly. We again have spent a significant portion of the morning forced to talk about monopolies and acquisitions, phone companies and all of that. We do have a lot of stuff going on. We have tomorrow and Friday, of course, we will have Nur Mohammed hosting, but I will be back if I have health and strength on Monday morning as the host of Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We hopefully can continue this conversation, and we want to continue the conversation with your input, what we love hearing from you. That's the bottom line. That's what we try to do. And I imagine that Monday we will still be duty bound to speak a bit on this ongoing saga, because it's not going anywhere. We didn't think it would go anywhere. We called it that. This is not the kind of thing that reverses naturally. It's still a very live issue, and we stay very much engaged on this matter for sure. What we're going to do is just to take a final break, and then we can come back and wrap so we don't go over our time, right? Kind of done that a couple times this week. We don't want to do that today. So we're going to run the final break, and then maybe we'll come back and wrap, because we've kind of abused the time a bit here. We'll be back.
If music is your passion, this is your moment. What's going on, guys? Ash Bleeze here. This January, the future of our sound comes together at the Big Tune Music Empowerment Forum. This national forum brings together artists, producers, DJs, managers, educators, and music stakeholders to build skills, spark dialogue, and strengthen Belize's music sector. Join the opening ceremony and music mixer on Friday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. Then level up at the Capacity Building Forum on Saturday, January 24th from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Both of them, they happen at the Bliss Center in Belize City. Topics include music, business, production, marketing, AI, genre development, and full music ecosystem. The deadline to register is January 16th, and for more information, you could call 227-2110 or email nsarccsbelize@gmail.com. Big Tune Empowerment Forum, where Belize's music moves forward. Let's go. See you there.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Start earning V-Bucks today. It's really quite easy. All you have to do is make a purchase at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember, V-Bucks is as good as cash. It's free money.
Download the V-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy.
V-Bucks, rewarding loyalty.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Tele 477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Out of time. It's 9 o'clock and we've got to leave you now. We hope you have a great Wednesday. With health and strength, I get back here on Monday morning at 6:30 for the Monday morning edition of the Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. You got to thank the team here behind the scene as always, Larry G at Kerm and up at XTV, Cliff, World Faithful, standing strong, and directing this morning, Miss Christy Flowers. As always, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone!
We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We got to keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice your opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role. Get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone.